All right, good morning, everyone. Happy Tuesday. And we're doing a Chord Academy lesson, and I invited several friends of mine that I just wanted you to hang out with us and, reconnect with a few of you and really want to dig into this Chord Academy lesson for today. Let me tell you what we're doing. So for several of you, I sent out, well, everybody on the small email that I put out there for Chord Academy. You guys have your folder links for this week, but also I included one of the PDFs to the people who are copied on this list who are not necessarily in Chord Academy. So, hey, Rick, good to see you, and Doug, really good to see you as well. All right, so what we're going to do is I'm going to show you the 3 PDFs we're going to go over today, and then we're going to dig into the third one, which is the loop. And we've been working on this loop yesterday, and we're going to continue to talk about that today. So chord shortcuts. What in the world is a chord shortcut? Sometimes it's a good idea to sort of not forget about theory, but for instance, if I'm playing a D minor 9, yes, I need to know my D major scale where I do, okay, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and I can think of D major has 2 sharps, and you have a flat third of D major, 5, 5, 7, 9. That's the theory side of things. But also you can think very simple sometimes and say, all right, F, A, C, E is my F major 7 chord, and that works beautifully with a D minor, like in the bass. So that would be an example of a chord shortcut, right? We want to make sure we know the theory, but we also want to make sure we can get to things easily. So this first PDF, and let me make sure, because you guys aren't looking at the PDF right now. Let me pull this up 1 second. And it's on the wrong thing. So now you should be looking at the PDF. And this would be example of the first PDF is this. You have a C chord in the left hand, and all we're doing is taking a C triad, and then we're going to space it out. So now you have C, G, E, and you can just practice rolling this up. You don't have to play the whole chord at once. You can just do C, G, E, and a lot of times you prefer to roll it up. And notice in the right hand, I have a G triad, and I have the G on top, so I'm doubling that G note. So triads are so important, and this is a good example of a chord shortcut that produces a really nice chord. So we have a C chord, and you count up 5 notes, and we have a G triad. So a C triad with a G triad gives you a C major 9. That's the third of C, that's the 5th, that's the major 7, that's the 9. Okay, so this PDF does a couple of things. Let me say hello again in the chat. What's up, Dad? Good to see you, T-Man. So you have, all right, everybody. So Vicky, good to see you as well. All right, so guys, let's go ahead and go over this PDF really quickly, but we're going to spend more time on it. I just want to give you an overview of each one of the PDFs. And with this idea of this chord shortcut, you can go with your thumb up a whole step, and then you get a nice C6-9, so you have your third, but you also have the major 7. I like that. So we have the 6, the major 7, the 9, and I really like the way that sounds, especially when you roll it up, and maybe if I'm thinking about ballads. I really like that sound. So 2 things. You have a C chord with a G triad on top, and then you just take that thumb and go up a whole step, and they have a nice C major solo piano voicing. Okay, that's written out in all keys. The next thing we're going to do is look at this chord shortcut. Now people absolutely love this, and I do as well. This G minor 11 chord, this is written out in all keys as well. And you guys know, for Chord Academy and for our All Access group, I did this loop the other day where I did... So the idea is this chord right here is sort of what I like to call a butter chord, like one of my favorite kind of chords. You go ba da da da, and I'm always thinking about melody. And if you guys know me and you're hanging around at iMusicAcademy, I'm always thinking about voice leading. So in my mind, I'm playing these beautiful chords, and this is just so we're clear here for anybody who's just hanging out. This is a D minor triad. Go down a whole step and you have a C major triad. That already produces a D minor 11 chord, and all we're going to do is space this out. The D minor gets D, A, and F, and then the right hand, you go to my favorite inversion, which is the second inversion. And all I'm doing is doing a C major and second inversion and doubling that fifth of the C major triad on top. So I have da, and I wrote this out so that you guys can see it, and I put the finger numbers as well in all keys. Ba, da, 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 ba, da, da. So I'm thinking about that melody line. Da, 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 da. And right here I'm thinking diminished. That's one of the things we've been talking about in our academy is anytime you're on a dominant chord like the 6th chord here, I can do A7, but I go up a half step and play a diminished chord. So all these notes, the same 4 notes, are going to work over and over. And then I went a very nice A13 with a flat 9 voicing. So we have this, ba-da-da, ba-da-da, da-da. Watch this. Da-da, da-da. What a beautiful sound that is. And then it starts over again. Now, a little fun fact that I don't even know if I talked about this on yesterday's stream, but why am I going to the D flat there? It's a really nice D flat with the sharp 11. But why can I do that? Because instead of playing D to G, which is the 5 chord of C, I'm playing the tritone of that. So the sharp 4 away, and I'm playing D flat, which creates a nice half step movement from D minor down a half step and then to C major. And then I'm going down to the 6. Now isn't that just such a nice sound? I absolutely love that. Okay, now we're going to spend the majority of the time, since I sent this PDF out to several people, this next one, and let me pull this one up. If you guys are enjoying this, make sure you like this video, say hello in the comments, or you can leave a comment or say hello in the chat. And also, for anybody who's not a member of Chord Academy, this week is the last week that I'm going to do where you can still get in for like $5 a week. It's going up to $7.99 at the end of the week. And I give so much material and do so many lives. There's two lives a week of this kind of stuff that we're doing. You have PDFs, you have all kinds of things. I give away courses often, and I give away just tons of stuff. But it's not that we have an amazing community, and we meet twice a week to kind of encourage each other, and we do all this together. So all these people that you see in the chat right now, they're members of Chord Academy, and some of them are members of the All Access group, which they get everything. They get the All Access Academy as well as any other academies like Chord Academy. So several of them are double dippers. And if you have a little star, I have to go ahead and say this because it's really important. If you have a little star by your name, that means you're supporting the YouTube channel. And I think we might even be live on YouTube right now. So this is new. I started this at 16,000. Actually, it was just a few days ago. Within the last week, I started at 16,000. I wanted to do a live way to support iMusicAcademy. And there are different tiers. And so it's a public way to support the YouTube channel. If you hit join, you can just look at the different tiers we have. And right now I say do what you can, support whichever tier you can, but I'm giving away tons of stuff. I've given away, and you can still get that, a very cool course at iMusicAcademy is inside the membership area, and all kinds of PDFs. I even put some streams that are private to my students for you guys to see. So a lot of ways to support iMusicAcademy, and one of those is if you hit join there, you can join the YouTube community. Even if and for some of you, some of my members have joined that to support as well. So nothing is expected ever, but it sure is appreciated. All right, let's dig into these things. Hey, Marla, good to see you. Marla she's killing that B-flat blues. Marla sounding so good on that, and we had a good lesson yesterday, everybody at the All Access group. All right, so I think I said hello to everyone except for Hugh. Good to see you. Hugh is always so consistent. All right, let's pull up this loop that we did yesterday. I think everyone can agree that the All Access group really loved this idea of, this is kind of thinking in the terms of the shapes as well. You get this F major 7, and you get this really nice D minor 9, right? And let's stay really active in the chat. We're going to go until 8:40 today. 8:40 we will be wrapping up this lesson. You have D minor, walking it up to G13. And then right here we have 6-9-5. This is a different way of playing the C major voicing. Now, this is really important to talk about is whenever I'm showing you how to walk bass lines and how to play these chords in your right hand, I also want you to be able to play them for your left hand. So like let's say you're playing Satin Doll and you go, like you need to be able to play these voicings in both hands, right? Left hand and right hand. Or if you're accompanying somebody, you want to be able to play them in your right hand. If you're doing a solo kind of thing or a trio kind of style, you want to be able to play them in your left hand. So hopefully I didn't get flagged for just playing Satin Doll for a second. So watch this. Here's the pattern. You're going to go D minor, and you have your D minor 9, and how beautiful is this to walk this up? So we go D, E, F, and then you go chromatically up. That means one note at a time, and you get to the G, and all we get from the D minor 9 to get to the G13, just lower your middle finger, and now you're on a G13 chord, which is a really beautiful 2-5 of the key of C. And right here, I'm going to give you several options, so everybody pay attention to this. You have 6-9-5. This is a nice C major voicing, pretty open, but we're actually going to switch this up, and instead of doing 6-9-5, we're going to do this 3-5 major 7 9 from a C scale. 3-5 majors, so that will keep it consistent with these 4-note voicings. So this is what you have. We're going to go down, and then we're going to come up here and do the A7 sharp 5, and we're going to loop this a couple times, and then I'm going to break each chord down. So just listen to it. I do an arpeggio right there. So now let's talk about it. So the first thing is this, D minor 9, and I'm going to walk it up. D, E, F, F sharp, G. So I'm going up the scale, then I go chromatically. Now watch when I get to this G13. I'm going to go down the octave and then walk up the scale. So I'm still in the key of C, right? I'm thinking 2-5-1 in key of C. So I'm going D, E, F, chromatic, F sharp. Now watch the walk up the scale. I do octave and walk up the scale, and now here I'm going to go C arpeggio, and watch my fingering. I'm going to go 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 4, and then it starts over again. If you understand this, put got it in the chat, and then I'm going to show you a couple of really, really important things. And I'm actually going to break this down and show you some ways to learn how to solo over this idea as well. Okay, so as we're practicing this, I want you to notice a couple of things. In the first week of Chord Academy, it was back in September, we did something like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then I went octave, the 5, and then the G again. So we did 1, 2, 3, 4. That was our short loop that we did. Now, it's really, really important to be able to play whatever chord you're on, to be able to play root and the 5th. It's a very useful skill. But you can't just play that. Like, that'll get old if I just did that all the time. Even though it's very useful, I want to vary it up. But what's good about this, and we did this in Chord Academy, and we have PDFs on everything where you go here, then you go up a half step. It's a little bit different fingering, but then you go back to the original fingering. So I always say that you're just a couple fingerings away from being able to play something in all keys. And we're going to talk a little bit about that even as it relates to this right here in just a minute. We're going to mostly spend our time in C, but I just want to show you a couple of important things as you're learning how to transpose into different keys. So watch this again. I'm practicing this, walking this up. And here I am at the C chord, 3, 5, 7, 9, and I do the arpeggio, meaning the C chord here. I'm going to roll that up, and then I get up to the A7, 2, 3, 4. A little fun fact is we're looking at this. If you see it says kidslearnjazz.com, I that's no longer a domain that I use, although I might or might not still have it. I can't remember, but I've taught so many kids, and this is actually for one of my kids when he was little, and these voicings are pro voicings. And I think that they're very accessible. You have flat 3, 5, flat 7, 9, so like an F major. And once you learn how to play that shape, it becomes very useful and very easy to get to the G13, which is very pro level, and then to get to the C major 9. This one's a little bit tricky, but it's just G, B, C sharp, and F. And you put it on loop. And when we put things on loop, we are building up muscle memory. All right, so let's go over this one more time, and then I'm going to show you how to improv over this. Okay, so here we go. We're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, and then when we get to the G, our third finger goes down, and then we go down the octave, and then we're going to go E, G, B, D instead of what's written there, and now we're going to cross over with our thumb. We're going to do our, from 2 to 1, we're going to cross over with our third finger, second, and get up to that A note. And right here, you're going to go 1, 3, 1, 3, 4. And if you understand that, got it in the chat. 2, 3, 4. Now, in just a minute, we're going to talk about how to solo over this stuff, but I also want to show you some different kind of things. Marla's been working on different comping rhythms, right? So one idea is I could go 1 and 2, 3, 4, and then do whole notes on the rest. Let me do that again, just on beat 1. Watch this. 1 and 2, 3. So that was a short. That's a good way to start getting into that, right? I'm just doing whole notes on the rest. Let's do that again. Short. 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Short. All right, let's add it. Let's add a little more. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. All right, how about that? 1 and 2. 3 and 4 and if this is too hard, let me know. Now, I don't expect you to get it right away, but I just want you to hear it at least. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3, 4. Let me loop that again. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 1. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and the and of 4. So you're on beat 3 and the and of 4. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. And I'm actually doing the and of 4 right before the downbeat where it says G7 because I'm on the and of 4 from the previous measure. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Let me do that a couple of times. All right, I need to say something really important. So one of the videos that I put recently on YouTube, and it was a short video, it was me doing this idea of so I'm thinking like 4 on the floor, and the reason I'm telling you that is a lot of people have been reaching out saying they love those chords right here, right? And so there are a lot of different ways to play the rhythms, right? There's so many different things. I could go. Right? I could play that. I could play tons of rhythms. So the point is, these chords, everybody loves these. Ba, 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 ba. So we're going to continue to work on these. All right, now, let's do one more rhythm. So we have this. 1, 2, 3, and 4 and 1. Let's do 2. Let's do 1 and 2, 3, 4. So a couple of important things to realize is this: we practice a lot of things hands separate. Like hands would do a left hand walking bass line. And right now we're building up muscle memory when we're doing this. And make sure you are using the fingering that I'm suggesting. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 4. Now this takes a little while to get, and I realize that. But what we're starting to understand is sort of how to practice this kind of thing. Yesterday, Rick was saying in the lesson, he said the walk up to the root 5 root was way more comfortable, right? Am I right on that, Rick? So it was like this. He was doing the root 5th root, and he said that was a lot easier. And I said, yeah, well, the reason is because you're used to doing this one. 2, 3, right? Yeah, but now Rick said he's getting that bass line down. So this is what I love is we're always doing what we say, repetition is your friend. And it really is like just learning how to practice. Like the reason I can talk to you guys and play this bass line at the same time is because I practice this bass line a lot. 2, 3. I'm just walking up the scale, arpeggio. Ba, 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 da, da, da. Okay, now I'm going to show you guys that since we're ending we still have about 15 minutes to go, and I want to show you how to improv over this. So who's ready to take this to the next level? I know I am. So watch this. One way you can do it is if you arpeggiate as a part of your solo the right hand. So we have this. I'm just playing chord tones right now. Again. How about I do that? Ba-da-da-ba. Ba-da-da-da-da-ba. And 2 and 3 and 4. Or maybe just the first time. Go back to the others. How about this? How about this? Okay, so I think everybody understands what I'm doing. I'm looping this bass line over and over. But what I want you to notice is something that I was sneaking in there every once in a while. If you do this bass line over and over, then if that's all you ever did, then that would be, that would kind of get old if you did that over and over. But at the same time, it would sound amazing. But here's the thing. As you learn something like this, it becomes a part of who you are. Like you won't even realize it, but as you're building up your muscle memory, you will internalize this bass line. If you stay with the correct fingering and just practice this over and over, make it a little part of your routine, and then watch this. You go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Then I could go 5, 2, 1. The first bass line we learned in the week 1 of our Chord Academy. So notice that sometimes I did this, the new bass line. Now, see how I did that? Like sometimes I'm doing root fifth, so 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 2, 1. Again. And 2, 3, and 4. And I really like that one. It's so accessible, and I know Rick loves that one as well. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 2, 1. And then what we're doing today is we're introducing this week. We're getting familiar with this sound. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Walk it up the scale. Arpeggio. Okay, now, just understand, you do that, it's going to start to feel very natural for you to do that. Now, let's talk about the ending, this part of boom, bam, ba-dum, bum. That's a little bit tricky, isn't it? Because it's 1, 2, 3, and 4. And what you have to realize is this is on the downbeat. 1, 2, and right here is 3 and 4, 3 and 4, 1, 3, 1, 3, 4, 1. Okay, now let's talk about how to take this to the next level. So we already said we can do D minor 9 to G13 to C to A13 with the sharp 5. Now watch this. At iMusicAcademy, we've been doing all kinds of things like the Ray Charles ideas, the A blues scale, first 4 notes, the ba-da-da, the minor third to major third, and the enclosure ideas, right? If you remember all of these, got it in the chat because we've been doing these. Ba-da-da-bum, ba-da-da-dum. So maybe I want to have a simple improv over this 2, 5, 1, 6 chord progression. So we are in the key of C, and you guys need to know that the important part, like if you're in C major and you're doing 2, 5, 1, 6, you can pretty much improv in the key of C, right? Over all of that. And occasionally you want to hint around to that minor third to major third or a little blues lick. So watch this. If I go. Now then I went back to the bass line, or the chords. But let me pick one idea. Here we go. I might even get even more simple than that. 2 and 3 and 4. Now even that right there is tricky because you have to go da da da. See, you hear how I do that? Ba-da-da-dee, ba-da-ba-dum. All right, now, a few more important things about this kind of bass line. When I'm improvising on this, especially as I'm starting out, I'm going to do something really simple. Maybe I'm improvising on just the notes of the chord, ba-da, and I'll go back to that again. But the other thing I was trying to demonstrate is if I go da-da-da, da-da-bum, right under the hand, da-da-da, and maybe that's your only improv right there. Ba-da-da, chord again, ba-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da. that again. Or I could go. That might be easy. Get to that E. Okay, so notice what I mean. I've been playing that bass line a lot, so it's not a problem for me to play that bass line. It's automatic pilot at this point. In the same way for you guys when you do this: 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 2, 1. You got to put in the work and get the bass lines to where they just flow under the hand. And the way you're going to get this bass line is you're going to go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 2, 5, 3, 2, 5, 4, 3, 2. Let me do that again. That was bad. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 4. All right, we have 8 minutes, so a couple more things. So remember that as you're learning this, you say, all right, F, A, C, E, and I'm going to practice improvising over that. Watch this. And maybe just chords. How about this? And I'm really thinking about the left hand. Even that is on the downbeat. 1. I do 1, 2, 3, kind of like a Ray Charles thing. I'm just arpeggiating the chords again. Or maybe I just want to do 2 notes of that. Ba-dum, ba-da-da-da, da-da-da-da. All right, now there's another thing I wanted to show you. Not that anybody is ready to transpose this in a different key, but I at least want to show you some important things. Is that, as I said, you're always just a couple of different chords or ways to finger something. If I was going to play this in the key of, let's just say, D flat up a half step, I couldn't go 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I would have to go 3, 1, 3, 2, 1, then walk it up the scale and do the same thing. Same thing. And I start over again. 3. So there are little tricky things that you have to learn, but once you get them, you'll always have them. That's the nice thing about that. Okay, now how are we going to practice this? I'm going to go over this one more time, and I'm going to give you a couple of really practical examples, especially for my beginners. The first thing is this. I just want this in the key of C. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2. What a great thing to even get that far. Change on the G, walk it up, and end here. Okay? Everybody with me on that? That's a great example of something to practice as a win right there. And Rick, he could do this. Right? That's a short version of that. And then the next thing you could do is this, just the left hand only. Imagine if you just did that for 5 minutes every day. Now, let's break it up even more. The first two measures pretty easy. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 5, 4, 3, 2. And the next two measures, I want you to do this fingering. 2, 1, 3, 2, 1. So notice it's doing the C arpeggio. C, E, G. 2, 1, 3, 2, 1, 3, 1, 3, 4. So I would practice this last measure. Ba, 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 da, da, da. Okay, now, if you guys are with me, we have a few more minutes. Is it already? Yeah, I only have 2 more minutes. All right, so since I have 2 more minutes, I want to give you guys a couple of very important tips. And one of those is this. We have the first 4 notes of the blues scale for C. Remember the idea, and you guys know this if you're in any of the academies. The first 5 notes of the blues scale are always gold. And then you had this idea of the A minor, the first 4 notes of the A minor blues scale. Remember, if you're in this scale, the key of C, even if you're playing Take the A Train or anything, you can use the 3 half steps down from whatever root you are and go ba-doo. Right? At the last part, you go, ba, ba, da, 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 da. Hear that? And all I'm doing there is 3 half steps down from the root and thinking the first 4 notes of the blues scale. And you guys know, like, all day long in your improv, you could do C major pentatonic on something like Take the A Train. But then occasionally you might want to throw in that little blues scale. We've been talking about that lately, especially at the end where you go ba ba da 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 da. Or ba da 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 ba da dee da da ba doom da 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 bum. All right, now remember, as you're practicing even these ideas, 2, 5, and walk it up. Again. You could go ba dum ba dum ba, or I had an extra note at that time. And 2 and ready to go. And then all you have to do is beep, ba, ba, boo, da, do, ba, da, da, boo, da, da, ba, da, da, boo, da, da, ba, ba, da, 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 ba, da. So you can arpeggiate the chords, you can go do, do, da, da, da. Or you can go down 3 half steps and do the first 4 notes of the blues scale. The main thing is I want you to have fun with all this. For those of you who are in Chord Academy, thank you for allowing me to do this as an open lesson. I want to encourage more people to sign up for the Chord Academy, because until like Friday, you can still get in at like $5 a week. It's a recurring theme. It's a reoccurring thing, and everybody you see in the chat is either in Chord Academy or they're in the All Access group, which gets access to everything, of course. And so they're amazing. We go live 2 times a week for Chord Academy. That's Tuesday and Tuesday and Friday, and All Access is Monday and Thursday. So I see a lot of these people here, these amazing people, 4 times a week. But Chord Academy is Tuesdays and Thursday, and we do all the kinds of things like we're doing now, and these chord voicings, these beautiful chord voicings that I do from my loops. We do those, and I create PDFs like the ones that you're looking up here. Like you have chord shortcuts that we talked about at the very beginning of the lesson, and how to use chord shortcuts. And then this is written out in all keys. And this one this D minor 11, what a beautiful sound, comes right out of one of the loops I did this week, where I say this ba a ba da da da. So at Chord Academy, you not only get amazing chords, but you get context, chords and context. All right, I'm going to say this one more time because we have 7 people watching who need to know this. 1, you can support the channel now by hitting the join button. Look at all the tiers I have. I always say this, though. We have 5 people that have signed up for just to support the YouTube channel since this last 5 days or so. So 5 people, and I just say, don't just sign up and then cancel. If you sign up, just be committed to whatever tier you join. Just know you're going to get tons of things like chord shortcuts. You get private streams, like I put up our All Access group in the private membership. So in YouTube, you get a cool little star, and you also get a membership area that shows all the things I upload. And Doug will tell you, because Doug was the first person that joined our YouTube community thing. He is a member, so is Vicky. And Doug will tell you the membership area is full of stuff, including like a $30 course. I just uploaded it for you guys. I just say, if you want to support the channel, that would be amazing. It's not expected, but hit the join button and see what we have there to offer. I'm looking for that 6th person to join us. The next thing is that you can join the Chord Academy until Friday. It's going to stay the same. It's like $19 a month, and you get 2 lives. You get all these PDFs. It's crazy, all the stuff I get. And sometimes I even go live for the All Access group within Chord Academy. So tons of stuff to tell you there. And then for a lot of these guys, and girls, they're in the All Access group. Marla, awesome. Good to see you. Glad that you made it to the end. So Marla, I want you working on that bass line right here and these comping chords. And I know I went over everything again, but this idea, Marley, even for your comping, which I thought sounded awesome, the second go around was amazing, of getting that downbeat. Occasionally you want that downbeat, so like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 2, 3, 4, ba 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 ba. And I want you to think about, like when I'm thinking about comping, I'm thinking like I'm kind of a horn section. You're definitely in the rhythm section, but this idea of da da da. 2 and 3 and 4. So I like the way you changed it. Instead of all the offbeats, then it's like 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. That's a good rhythm to practice. 1 and 2, 3 and 4 and 2, 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. See how much more simple that was that time? I went long, 2, 3, 4, and 2, and yeah, the main thing is pick one idea like you're doing. bump, 2 and 3 and 4 and and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, 2, 3 and 4 and 1. And spend time, whatever the rhythm you guys are working on, spend time with that one rhythm and make sure you force yourself to loop it over and over. All right, guys, you have 30 seconds to say goodbye for today. And as we always do, they get a chance to say goodbye to each other. And this is the most amazing community. We have a really supportive community. It doesn't matter your age, your level, your abilities, but it's just such a supportive community scattered throughout the world. And it's probably about 25 of us, something like that. So very thankful for that. Rick says he needs to work on the last two measures. Yes, Rick, you're going to get that by doing this. 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. So B da dee da da da. That is the tricky spot. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1 da 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 da. And one way you're going to do that is you could go 1, 2 da da da. You can play it straight. 1, 2, 3, and 4. I always say you can play things slow and straight. Let's do it right here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. 1. All right, so remember for our all access group, this Thursday, does anybody remember what this Thursday is in all access? Somebody put it really quickly. And another little super important thing is I'm bringing back my 50 Days to Flying Fingers. That is my favorite course I've ever done, 50 Days to Flying Fingers. And one of the very first exercises is this right here, where you have to hold the bottom notes. Do that 4 times. What is this Thursday? Then you reverse it. Yeah, Marla said it. It's Tech Day. So I'm going to show you guys crazy apps you can use to level up your playing, how to get your speaker system set up, how to use Bluetooth, how to use your YouTube playlist, how to do all these. That's right. Thursday and All Access is the tech thing. You're going to love it. I have so many cool tech things that are free when it comes to getting the most out of your technology and really sounding like you're in a jazz trio. And anyways, tons of stuff. So that's this Thursday at 8 a.m. for All Access. All right, guys, have a great day. You have 30 seconds to say goodbye to each other for now, and I'll see you guys on Thursday. Thursday is tech. Awesome. Marley, you made it to the end. Rick always makes it to the end. And Hugh usually makes it to the end. Let's see. Yes. Hugh. Let's see if Hugh's still in. This will be the last thing I'm waiting for. Everybody else I know is hanging in there to the end. I want to see if Hugh made it to the end. Let's see. All right, Vicky, good to see you. End on a triad.